Alright, we'll continue with the high school freshman years. Yeah, what else is there to talk about? I don't want to jump to second semester just yet. I want to see if there's anything else I remember from the first semester. I don't really believe I did anything for the first semester. I just kind of, just try to get comfortable with college, try to get comfortable with the system, and choose my own class and all that. And for the longest time, like, in Russia, we have a different school system where you stay in the same class with the students, at least in my school, in the gymnasium that they called it, which was like it wasn't like anything athletic. It was just called a gymnasium, but it was like more for, like, I guess, advanced English speaking students. Well, English learning students. We learned English since like since first grade. We I believe did math, a little more advanced mathematics, and sorry, just kind of scratched myself. A little rude there, my bad. And it was kind of like one of those, like, sort of advanced schools where you just kind of start learning English faster, you start learning things a little faster, you start learning, like, multiplication stuff, like, in, like, like, third grade or something. Maybe second, I don't know. It was one of those advanced schools that try to, like, keep students in classes from, like, grade 0 to grade 10, which is, like, the high school grade that you have in Russia. And you pretty much stay with your class the entire time, the entire year. And then you didn't really go from class to class. Teachers came to you to class, and you just kind of stuck in class unless you had to go to English. That's the only time they made us go, like, split up to two different groups and go to a classroom and learn English. I'm not sure why they did it, but whatever. But in high school, it was a whole different system for me where I had to actually get used to going to every single class. And although it felt kind of cool, I mean, now I do it in college where I just go from classroom to classroom and I hike across the campus. It's not really big of a deal, but at first it was very confusing, like knowing where the class is, knowing where to go, knowing where to turn, which room it's going to be in, and memorizing your seat at every single desk. That was probably one of the most confusing things ever, because in college, I don't have to memorize anything. I just sit wherever. If somebody's on my seat, I'll just find another seat, because who cares? You just find a seat and sit down. If the seat is available and you really like that seat, then you go sit there. If it's not available, sit somewhere else. It's not a big deal. Sit next to the person, sit behind them, sit like all the way in the back sometimes, so sit in the front sometimes. But like in high school, you had to memorize where your seat was because teachers were very, very, very picky about it, and they really wanted students to sit in the same seats every single time. And I don't know why it was like that. I mean, in my Russian school it was kind of like that, where you kind of, I mean, in Russian school it was a lot easier because you were in the same classroom the entire time, and you just sat where you were told to sit for all your classes. You didn't really move anywhere. It was kind of convenient. It was very convenient because you didn't really have to move anywhere. You just kind of knew where your seat was in the one classroom that you sat in, unless you went to English, which, I mean, only 2 classes. But in high school, it's like you have to switch between 4 or 5 different classes and remember where you sit in every single class. And it was honestly a little frustrating. I don't know why they implemented that system, but it was just there, and God, I hated it. I really didn't. It's not that I had a huge gripe against it. I really just hated it. I just didn't like it whatsoever. I was like, that's a little confusing. That's a little, bonkers. That's how about we don't do it? No, okay, we are forced to do it. Great, yay, yay. And I don't know. It was confusing at first, but eventually it's something you get used to. You realize like where you gotta go. You realize the traffic flow of the student body, and you kind of just go with it, and you kind of get used to it, and sort of like going from class to class becomes like a trance where you don't even realize the trip. You just you exit one class and you enter the other class, and you don't remember the entire way you got through there, unless like something happens in the middle, like a student bumps into you and like knocks you over, or something like a student fight happens. That can be kind of exciting. I'm not trying to say I'm supporting students fighting in school, but sometimes this kind of flair would be, just kind of like, oh, you don't see that every day. A bunch of students fighting for some dumb reason that nobody knows about. Like I said, I don't support school fights. I think it's actually very bad. Don't do it. Don't be that kid that gets in fights with other students for no reason, because that's pretty awful and pretty bad. You don't want to be that. But sometimes some excitement is also nice, and it's kind of like a battle. It's like, yeah, fight to the death. Yeah. I kind of feel awkward saying it because it's not really what I mean, but it's like, I don't know. It's kind of fun. It's kind of entertaining to see people be goobers sometimes. Just do something out of the ordinary to just, I don't know, just kind of be out there and just kind of do their own thing. I can't really explain it exactly, but it's like in a world where like in a place like in the hallways where it's always boring, it's kind of interesting to see, like, let's say a cat fight happen, where just like between two girls, they just like arguing about something, they start pulling each other's hair. It's like, whoa, you don't see that every day. So it's sometimes can be entertaining, but try not to be that person that gets in that publicity. Don't try to be that, because usually, you know, teachers will get you, they'll suspend you, whatever. I've never actually got in trouble. Well, no, I never actually got in trouble. I was asked to leave class one time because I just couldn't stay awake, and so I just kind of, you know, just went to a place with other students that, you know, I kind of just chill with the troublemakers there. I wasn't in trouble, it wasn't on my record or anything. It just, the teacher just, she was probably having a bad day, and she just thought that I was like trying to troll her or trying to like insult her by sleeping in class, but I was genuinely tired. And I mean, there's a good reason for it, and kind of, I should probably go ahead and talk about it. So in my second semester of freshman high school, I actually met 3 pretty cool people, and I'm just gonna list their first names: Brian, Presley, and Amanda. And the 3 of them shared something very unique, though. All 3 of them were blonde, which, well, was it? Yeah, Amanda was definitely blonde. Yeah, all 3 of them were blonde, and I don't know why they just looked so alike. They had like platinum blonde hair, though all 3 of them were pretty religious, and I don't know, they just, it felt kind of weird talking to people that seemed so like, they kind of, at first I thought they were actually cousins, at first, because, you know, I didn't know any better, I didn't know who they were, I didn't know anything about them, but they kind of had the same, sort of similar accents, not really, Amanda definitely did not have the same accent, but Presley and Brian sort of had the same kind of like, I guess, northern but slightly southern accent. If you don't live in the South in America, then you probably don't know, but southern accents, like, I can't replicate it, or else I'm just gonna, you know, sound dumb, because the only kind of accent I know is like, yeah, redneck accent, and that's about it, or like, we're from Texas, we're rednecks, you know, that kind of accent, just joke accent. It's not like actual accent, so don't quote me on accent. I'm not good with accents. I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm not good with accents, except the only one I have, which apparently is supposed to be Russian. I don't know. I don't know what this accent is. I guess it's Russian, because my mouth and my tongue is still used to pronouncing, you know, Russian letters and Russian words, and taking a Russian class is not really, you know, helping me, you know, to break that Russian accent, but whatever. You know, I'm just getting an easy grade in college for Russian, so nevertheless, meeting those people was kind of cool, because they were the first people that I've met that didn't go to my middle school, and it was kind of a different experience. It was a new experience meeting brand new people that I never even knew existed. And well, I mean, pretty much everybody, you don't know they existed until you actually meet them. But it's kind of different, because they were the first people that I met. They went to different middle school together, and I met them. They were really good friends, and I kind of fit in really well with them. They were all very nice. They were all very, very cool. They were pretty religious, not overly religious, but they were pretty religious. They tried to invite me to some events. I think I went to a couple of them. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe, actually, I think I might have went with them to a couple of church events. It was like youth groups or whatever. It wasn't like anything like, oh, we go into like a Sunday morning event with church for like 3 hours. It was like youth groups. It was the fun kind of stuff. Youth groups, by the way, if you're religious, or you want to get into a youth group, they're pretty fun. They can do some things. Some are, you want to get in, if anything, you want to get in a modern one. The one, you know, like plays rock or whatever, like plays Christian rock, like at the meetings or whatnot. And the ones that actually, like, you know, talk about things that matters to teens. But other than that, I don't know. It was cool to actually get to know them and actually like meet them, because they were just genuinely good people. They were genuinely nice people. And in the world of today, especially, I kind of miss that. I miss that genuine kindness that some people offer. Like, go back in high school, like meeting people back in high school was so kind of like easygoing, because you just found people that, you know, are genuinely nice, genuinely easygoing, and you just talk to them, you got to know them, and it's all nice and peachy. In college now, people, like, I mean, if you can try to strike up a conversation with people, and a lot of times they'll be like, who the hell are you? I don't care about you. I got classes to go to. Like, screw off. It's not always like that. Some people are like genuinely nice and actually want to talk. Other people, you know, they're just part of sororities. They kind of want to talk to you just to try to get you into sorority or what was the God, I don't remember what the other term is. I think sorority was the girls one, and dormitory, I have no idea. Brotherhood, I don't even know. Pretty much like guys version of sorority. I don't know. You know what I'm trying to say. And I don't know. It was kind of cool to actually, like, you know, get to know just chill people, just generally good people, and especially like I've never met them before, never even like, I don't know, never even fathomed to meet somebody like them, and it was kind of cool to actually have some. I met him during gym class, by the way, and it was kind of cool just to have somebody to talk to every now and then, and just chat up with them. And let's see, was there any really memorable, like extremely memorable events with them? Well, I guess with Presley, me and Presley kind of had a thing for each other, but the last relationship, not the best experience, and trust me, the guy was kind of weird, kind of off. And I kind of understood that she just kind of didn't want to get in a relationship, so I just, you know, stay friends with her. And me and her actually shared some of the coolest moments ever. I mean, I don't know, it was like the first time I ever met like a person of the opposite sex that I just kind of, we just click together, we understand each other, we can, you know, talk about whatever, make jokes, and somebody that you really got to trust. It was a really cool experience. And I remember there were several nights me and Preston would actually stay up all night, like twice a week, 3 times a week or something, every week, and we just talk. We just talk on the phone and just joke around, whatever. We just talked about everything and anything. I would get to know her a little bit, she would get to know me. We would, you know, joke around about sexual humor, just whatever we would find funny. And yes, I know sexual humor is like, now that you're thinking about, like, it's not really that funny, but I mean, even in high school, sexual humor is funny. I still think sexual humor is funny now, especially if it's tasteful. But still, like, getting to know somebody on like a personal level, it was a really cool experience, especially like somebody of, like, I don't know, I guess it was my first really good friend that was a girl. Yeah, my first really good friend that was a girl that I actually grew really close to and really started understanding like how they feel and whatever. And I don't know, it was just kind of a cool experience. You don't always get to meet a lot of people that open up to you, but once you do, it's kind of a cool experience to actually know that you know that person the way that nobody else will, and you, like, they may tell you like some secrets, whether they, you know, be like funny secrets or something that like happened in the past to them, like dark secrets, or something that people would usually judge them for, and you still don't judge them. You kind of, like, you know who they are, and no matter what they tell you, you're not going to judge them, you're not going to change your opinion of them, you're still going to see them as that person that you met. And I don't know, it's like, most people in my high school, like, whenever they would hear like a rumor or something, they'll want to like have a tendency to kind of, like, you know, spread it and just kind of be like, oh, did you hear about that person, like this and that, that and that. But not me. Like, it's like when I got to know Presley, we pretty much talked, we got to know each other, and she told me some embarrassing things, I told her some embarrassing things. I mean, when you have a connection with those kind of people, you kind of want to, you know, kind of share like something like that with somebody, and you don't really talk to other people about it. You kind of just, you know, take it to the grave with yourself. And I know it kind of sounds kind of weird thing to talk about, but it's a cool experience to like know that person on a certain level that nobody else will know him, and you will be the only person to know him like that, unless, you know, you go around tattletale or whatever. But it's one of those like cool things, like you trust a person enough to like let them get to know you, and then they do the same thing, and then you know each other on such a level that nobody else will. Like, not the family members, not the significant others even, most of the time, not the other best friends. It was kind of a cool experience, and I don't know. And now whenever I'll ever see Presley around, if I ever do, yes, she's actually going to my university. I completely forgot about that. I gotta get to know her. I gotta get together with her and like catch up with her sometime. Whenever I'll see her, I'll be like, hey, I know the girl on a level that nobody else knows, and it's gonna be kind of cool. And, you know, it's never know. Maybe I'll go hang out with her, and she'll still be the same person that I met in high school. I mean, people can change and everything, but if she's still the same person, that'd be actually really cool. If she's a different person, I'll just get to know her then, because I mean, people change and people grow out of things, and people develop. And I think that's kind of important when it comes to, you know, high school, is self-development. Now, I know I'm talking about a lot of abstract things, but I'm hoping I'm sort of entertaining, and hopefully my reminiscence is sort of wisdomful, or something you guys can relate to, or, you know, the people that already dealt with high school. maybe something you can relate to. And remember, this is just freshman year, so I'm not even covering like sophomore year, junior year, or senior year. I'll leave that for another time, maybe another week or something. I want to leave that for another time because I want to make sure I have enough things to talk about, enough things to actually, you know, like have a conversation about. I'm getting kind of low water here. I'll be right back. I'm gonna get some water. Very unprofessional there, huh? Very unprofessional that I'm actually getting out of my chair to go get some water because I'm a little thirsty. But I am recording this for a while, so you know, you're just gonna have to deal with it.